Hi everyone, welcome to watergoddesstarot. So the topic for today is, how does your mentor or teacher see you? You can think about any mentor, you can think about any teacher, and then you can choose your pile. You have 3 images to choose from, as you can see on your screen. I will show you the close-ups as well. This is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. And this here is pile number 3. So you can pause the video, take your time and choose the image that you feel drawn to the most intuitively. Meanwhile, let's just begin with pile number 1. Hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out as to how does your mentor or teacher see you. So for that we have the Magician. Then we have a water garden that says connect with your emotions. And then we have 2 of Pentacles. Your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who is a jack of all trades. Okay, so whosoever your mentor or teacher is, they see you in very high regards. They see you to be somebody who has a lot of potential, okay? And there are very high chances that whosoever you're watching this reading for has a soft spot for you, okay? This person is very, very fond of you. You are their favorite student. They see so much of potential in you that I cannot even put it to words. Your mentor or teacher feels that you are limitless, that you can achieve anything you set your mind to, okay? So even if you're not very experienced, then too you have that streak in you, pile number 1, which tells your mentor or your teacher that this person is going to do something so big in this lifetime that they are going to leave their mark on this world for sure. And let me tell you one thing. You are somebody who's meant to do very big things in life. You are somebody who is meant to be known by a lot of people. There is fame that you're destined for. There is recognition that is there in your destiny. And you are somebody who's meant to be in the limelight in any shape, way or form, okay? So this can even be you being extremely popular in your niche. Even if you're not getting worldwide recognition, whatever your niche is, whatever your country or your city is, you're going to be extremely popular and looked upon, and people are literally going to get attracted to you. I mean, you can't even imagine how many admirers you have, pile number 1. Your mentor or teacher sees you to be a creator. Okay, so if you're presented with, for example, a paper and a pen, you are somebody who is going to create something out of nothing, okay? You are that kind of a person who has a lot of layers to your personality. There's a certain way that your brain works, which is telling me that you're very creative and you are somebody who has solutions to all the problems in the world. So your mentor or teacher is very much dependent on you. You are somebody who's very dependable, and your mentor or teacher kind of trusts you blindly, okay? You are somebody who has little bit of everything, you know. When the need be, you are very quirky. When the need be, you're very serious. When the need be, you are that person who is going to, you know, kind of not just get their work done, but also finish, or rather also help other people to get their stuff done. You are that kind of a person. I just feel that your mentor or teacher admires you a lot, and they really see you going up the ladder, and they certainly feel that there will come a time in your life when you are going to surpass them, okay? And they are eagerly waiting for that day to see you grow so much that, your mentor or teacher, whosoever you're watching this for, literally adores you. I am repeating myself, but this person really, really adores you a lot, pile number one. Okay? They see you to be somebody who's an alchemist. They see you to be somebody who's the creator of their own life. You are a very good manifester. Okay? And you're so spontaneous, pile number one. If you're put in a situation that has nothing to do with you, you are clueless as to what is happening, you will still end up creating a story out of it. You're that kind of a person. Okay? And there's something very passionate yet very sublime about you. I just told you, that you switch up your personalities left, right, and center. And this is what makes you so beautiful and so unique. You are very quick-witted, okay? And your mentor sees you to be their sunshine. So whenever you are interacting with your teacher or your mentor, you bring them a lot of happiness. Wherever you go, you sprinkle your sunshine over there. You're a very happy-go-lucky kind of a person. You're very easy on the energy. You're very light, okay? And you understand how energy works. So when there is a situation that you need to be serious, you are smart enough to kind of, just be in that demeanor of seriousness. When there's something that is light-hearted happening around you, you're going to be the first person who's going to laugh their heart out, and that is how your personality is, pile number one. Your mentor or teacher also sees you to be somebody who's got very beautiful features and lovely hair. And let me clarify this is not at all romantic. This is pure admiration coming from your mentor or your teacher. This is not at all romantic. So don't take this reading somewhere else, at least for you, pile number one. This is coming out of pure admiration, pure respect, and them treating you as their child, as their, as their child, yes, as their student, as somebody whom they are kind of grooming at this point of time, okay? Your mentor or teacher loves the way you emote, okay? So I was getting this energy of you being an alchemist and you flowing like water, or you being passionate when the need be, which again tells me that you're somebody who's very expressive. There's something about your face, pile number one. You've got a beautiful face. Okay, there is this something about your features. You've got prominent lips, big eyes, and a very pretty smile. And there's something about your hair. And when you actually dress up, like when you're completely decked up, you look out of this world. And not just your mentor or your teacher notices this. Everybody that is around you is kind of in awe of how beautiful or how good looking you are, pile number one. You really are somebody who stands out when you're in a crowd. And there is something about your light, there is something about your energy that has the power to pull crowds, okay? That is who you are, and that is how your teacher or your mentor sees you. Whenever you're put under pressure, you perform brilliantly, pile number one. And your mentor or your teacher loves this. So even if you don't have a lot of time to go through everything, whatever field you're working in at this point of time, even if you don't have a lot of information about the project that you're dealing with, or the meeting that you're going to have, or the script that you're going to perform and stuff like that, you still end up doing everything so well. I mean, there is a lot of command and a lot of hold that you have on your emotions. You are that kind of a person that even if you are going through a bad day, you don't let that affect how you perform. When you are performing, when you are, you can say, in your workplace or your college or wherever, okay, wherever you are interacting with your mentor or your teacher, you are that kind of a person who flows like water. Okay? You flow like water and there's a switch to you. When you are in action, there's this another personality that is completely focused on their work, on what they are supposed to bring to the table. And when that switch gets off, then you are in your natural state. And this is what they love the most about you. Okay? Your mentor or your teacher sees you to be somebody who is very okay with change. You flow like water, okay, as I've said before. You're that kind of a person that your mentor or teacher, if they choose to place you in a new environment, you are going to embrace it so organically and so beautifully that nobody will be able to guess that this is your first day. You are that kind of a person. So you just adapt to change very easily. And this is what makes you so easy to work with. Your mentor or teacher sees you to be extremely transformational. So over the years, you can say around 2 to 3 years, pile number 1, you have changed a lot. You have evolved a lot. You might have switched jobs, or you might have been wanting to switch jobs, or you are kind of working either 2 jobs and stuff like that. There's this energy of you balancing out things very well in your life, okay? There are also chances of you juggling a lot when it comes to your studies as well, if you're a student who's watching this reading. Because I feel you are a jack of all trades. You are not just talented in one particular field, or you don't have just one particular talent to you. You are extremely artistic, first of all, let me tell you that. And you are naturally very talented. And your teacher or your mentor, they just see through you. They know what you bring to the table. They just see you performing to your best potential. And they really want to push you in that direction where you reach the sky, where you attain so much of success in your life that you can't even think of at this point of time. There's a lot of potential that your teacher or your mentor sees in you, pile number 1. And yeah, for some of you, I'm getting this energy that you balance out your work life and your home life, or your work personality and your home personality very well, okay? And again, I tell you, you flow like water. And you know how water is, pile number 1. But before I end your reading, I would again want to tell you that you are an asset to your teacher, to your mentor, and they really, really adore you. You are their number 1, okay? You are literally their favorite. And yes, they are biased towards you, even if they don't show, but they are very, very, very fond of you, pile number 1. Very fond of you, okay? So that's about it. That is what I have for you. If you liked your reading, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya! Hi pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out as to how does your mentor or your teacher see you. So for that we have Three of Swords, Peacekeeper that says let go of the need to be right, and the Fool. Alright, so now your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who is very, very, very stubborn, okay? There is an immature energy to you, and before you get triggered, please understand that this is somebody else's perception of you. This might or might not resonate with who you really are, okay? So if you don't like what you're hearing, you can very well let this reading pass. Coming back to business, your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who is very tough, especially on the outside, and they feel that there's a lot of pain that is inside of you, and that pain kind of gets triggered in the form of anger. You are that kind of a person who always wants to have their last say, and this is what your teacher or your mentor has observed about you. I just also feel that you're somebody who's very defensive, not from my perspective, but from the perspective of your teacher or your mentor. And they just feel that you are always looking out to, kind of just fight with somebody. You're very aggressive. The energy that I'm getting at this point of time is that many things trigger you very easily. So you are short-tempered, you get irritated very fast, you have low tolerance power, you always feel that you're right, and you don't like taking orders. You want to be somebody who's a control freak or who has a lot of control in their hands. Your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who is kind of introverted, or you're very selective when it comes to opening your heart or showing your real side to people around you. You're coming across to somebody who's very closed off, okay? So you might have this resting bitch face for the most part, and maybe you are using it as a defense mechanism so that people don't cross your boundaries. You know your reasons pretty well, but your mentor or your teacher sees you to be somebody who's very closed off. Your mentor or teacher feels that behind this entire facade is somebody who's very heartbroken, who's gone through a lot of pain, who is very wounded, who has a wounded inner child, and you really want to free yourself of this energy. And I think your mentor or your teacher is kind of working with you to heal your past wounds, to heal your trauma, to heal whatever pain your inner child had to go through. So there might be a lot of childhood trauma, pile number 2, or your past has not been very pleasant, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships, okay? You're also somebody who has a lot of self-limiting beliefs, and your mentor or your teacher is kind of working very closely with you to let you get rid of these self-sabotaging tendencies that you have. They really want you to come in your power, okay? You have a closed heart chakra, and there are very high chances that people who have chosen pile number 2 are working with energy workers, are working with energy healers as their mentor or their teacher, and you are on your healing journey at this point of time, or you are going through the dark night of the soul, is another message that I'm getting. Your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who is very difficult to read, in the sense that you're a very complex personality. I said this before, that you don't open your heart. Because you have closed your heart purposely, there's a lot of difficulty that you feel in being vulnerable with people around you. There is a lot of difficulty that you feel in feeling your emotions. So there is something in your life that you're running away from, pile number 2, and it is very much evident to your teacher, to your mentor. Your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who is ungrounded, who lacks experience, who is a bit immature as well. You are coming across to be somebody who is very impulsive and spontaneous, and at the same time you're very laid back as well. So I don't know what exactly triggers you, that you end up making these difficult or impulsive kind of decisions or moves. But for the major part, the way your mentor or your teacher is seeing you at this point of time is somebody who's confused as to what they want out of their life, or you are going through a confusing phase in your life, which is completely okay. I mean, who has it all figured out any which way, pile number 2? So do not just feel small, or do not feel that, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, because let me be very honest with you, nobody knows what they're doing with their life. And even if somebody has a 10-year plan in hand as to what they are going to do with their life, there are very less chances of that plan turning out to be exactly how they wanted it to turn out for them. So you need to understand that there is no guilt or no shame in not knowing what you want to do, because you are in such a beautiful space at this point of time where you can do whatever your heart is wanting you to do. So you are free to explore yourself. So do not let this kind of, put you in those energies where you end up doing nothing. Take that risk. Try your hands at 10 different things and do not be afraid of failure, is what I would like to advise you. Okay? Your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who either cannot make decisions, or whenever you make decisions, it is very difficult for you to stick to them. So you have a lot of self-doubt and self-worth issues. Even if you are doing something right, pile number 2, there is this tendency that you will kind of, question yourself that, am I doing the right thing? Will it turn out to be good? Or if something good happens, you are in this energy always that, why is it happening? Do I deserve good things in life? This needs to change, and it will change with time, because I know that you are simultaneously working on your healing journey. I can sense that from your energies, and that is okay, because we've all been through what you're going through at this point of time. So not for even once should you think that you are the odd one out, because you are not. Everyone goes through what you're going through at this point of time. So it's okay. Not knowing things, not knowing what you want is very much okay. All right? Your mentor or teacher feels that you are coming out of the darkness, okay? So whosoever you're working with, whosoever you are under the guardianship of, pile number 2, they are kind of seeing you becoming that kid again, okay? So there is a new cycle that you're starting for yourself. There is a new journey that you're embarking upon, and your mentor or your teacher is feeling kind of very, very proud of you. They are wanting to throw you to the wolves, because they know that you are going to come back leading the pack. You are that powerful. Your mentor or your teacher sees a lot of strength in you. Even if you're immature, even if you are that kind of a person who doesn't know what they want, the kind of pain that you have endured, the kind of shadow work that you have done is something that is commendable. For some of you, you've already done that, and for some of you, you are doing that while you're listening to this reading, okay? So your mentor or your teacher sees you to be somebody who is kind of getting reborn, okay? So there's this energy to you having a new life altogether. And I just feel that for some of you, you have gone through something extremely dark, okay? And this can very well be the dark night of the soul as well. But then your teacher or mentor is kind of pushing you in a way that they want you to trust yourself. They want you to have faith in yourself, in what you bring to the table, in your talents, in just your personality. They want you to be very much confident in who you are as a person. And they don't want you to associate your value in terms of how much money you have, is the message that I'm getting. I don't know who needs to hear this, but maybe there's somebody who's chosen pile number 2 who kind of associates their worth by how much money is there in the bank account, or how much money they're making in general, or you want to be that independent person in your life, or you feel that there's a need for you to provide for yourself, your family, your loved ones, whosoever, okay? But there's this thing. But I just feel that if you have a mentor or a teacher who's very tough on you, it is because that teacher or mentor is kind of preparing you for the world, okay? The world is full of the good and the bad. There are two sides to it, okay? So your mentor is being extremely harsh on you and cold towards you because they are kind of, they're not literally cold or harsh with you, but they are a bit tough on you. There is tough love that I can sense at this point of time. And for some of you, I'm getting this message that you have a spirit guide who is acting as a mentor with you. So if you're just watching this reading casually and you don't have any mentor or any teacher in mind, you definitely have a spirit guide who is not on the 3D plane but is constantly taking your tests and is throughout guiding you, because they are preparing you for something fresh, because they are preparing you for a new journey, and they are pushing you to go outside of your comfort zone because they really want you to shine. Your time to shine and come in your power is right here. It is right around the corner. And that is why you had to go through whatever you did. It was necessary for your soul to evolve, for you to evolve as a person. Another message. You have ego issues, pile number 2. There is an ego death that has either happened or is happening at this point of time. And your mentor would love, or actually loves, to see that ego getting shattered, because once that will happen, it is only then that your beautiful heart will open to love. And I'm not just talking about romantic love at this point of time. Love as a vibration, as a frequency is what I'm talking about. You are a beam of love, and you have to operate in that vibration, in that energy, in that frequency, or you should, okay? Because you are a loving soul. It's just that whatever happened or has happened in your past in all these years has a huge dent on your heart chakra even now. And that is what you're healing about yourself. All I'd say is you have done the work. There is still some work that is to be done. So continue on this journey that you're on, pile number 2. Continue to work. Be in that energy of taking that leap of faith. Trust yourself. Become your biggest cheerleader. Because I just feel that there's somebody in the higher dimensions too that is protecting you, that is cheering for you, that is supporting you. and really wants you to come out of these low vibrational energies, for sure. Alright, so that's what I have for you. If you liked your reading, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya. Hi pal number 3, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out as to how does your mentor or teacher see you. So for that we have Mother of Wands. Then we have Fire Guardian that says ignite your passions. And then we have Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. So pile number 3. Your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who is very, very passionate. There is a lot of fire to your personality and you are a force to be reckoned with. You have this perfect blend of masculine and feminine energies inside of you. It's balanced and your teacher or your mentor sees that, okay? Your teacher or your mentor sees you to be somebody who's very tough when the need be, and at the same time you are extremely soft. So maybe you have this stark contrast in your personality, which often comes up depending upon who you're dealing with. But your mentor or your teacher has kind of seen you in different circumstances, scenarios, you dealing with a lot of people, or you talking about, your family or your whatever is happening in your personal life with your mentor or your teacher. Whatever the situation is, your mentor or your teacher definitely sees you to be somebody who is very protective of your energy. You are stern when the need be, and you're equally loving when the need be, okay? For some of you, there are very high chances that you already are a mother, okay? And if you are one, then your mentor or your teacher sees you to be an amazing mother, okay? They see you to be an amazing mother who has gone through a lot in their life. So maybe you have had a difficult past, especially when it comes to your love life, and your mentor or your teacher knows this either directly or via a third party, and they see as to how strong you are. You don't let your past trauma or the trauma that you're going through. For some of you, there are chances that you are in the middle of a transformation, okay? So your teacher or your mentor, I was about to say your healer. So there are very high chances that you might even go to a particular healer with your problems, and that healer is kind of your mentor or your teacher, okay? For some of you, so that particular person sees you to be somebody who is dealing with life so beautifully and with so much of elegance that they have a lot of respect for you, okay? Your mentor or your teacher sees you to be somebody who is very dominating. So there is this leadership quality to you. You can lead people, you can kind of lead a crowd, you can lead a team. You are that kind of a person who deserves center stage, okay? And you deserve to be in that position where people are supposed to kind of take orders from you. You are not that kind of a person who will receive orders. You have that authority to you. You have that sense of, sense of leadership quality, as simple as that. You are a leader in the eyes of your mentor or your teacher, and they really, really want to see you grow as a person, and also want to either present you with any kind of offer, a job, or a position or something like that. I mean, there is this energy of your mentor or your teacher wanting to put you in spotlight. Okay, your mentor or teacher also sees you to be somebody who is very good looking. And for this pile, there are very high chances that your mentor or your teacher is kind of romantically interested in you. This message is not going to resonate with everybody, but there is at least one person who needs this message, okay? And I am very sure that that person is going to get their confirmation, their clarification for which they clicked on this reading, because whosoever your mentor or teacher is, yes, they have feelings, they have romantic feelings for you. Pile number 3, okay? If you are a divorcee and you have a child, this is a very specific message again. See, this is a general reading, so please take the messages that are resonating with you. And if the messages are not resonating with you, please leave it for whosoever this is, okay? Do not click off just because one message is not resonating, because a lot of people are watching these readings. So you need to understand that every message cannot fit your story. All right, so now coming back to the entire reading. So if you're a divorcee, or you are somebody who already has a child and you're a single mother, your mentor or your teacher wants to get married to you. They want to settle down with you. They want to have a fresh beginning with you, okay? And they really want to ask you out. They really want to ask you out. Your mentor or your teacher sees you to be somebody who is a tough nut to crack, okay? It is very difficult to throw you off balance because you have a lot of inner strength. I don't know where you get your strength from, pile number 3, because I just feel from your energies that you've been through a lot in terms of, especially when it comes to your emotions or when it comes to a lot of transformations that you had to go through over time. But then the thing is that your spiritual journey has not been easy, and your mentor or your teacher kind of sees that beauty in you, and they see you to be very powerful, and they know that anybody who kind of tries to rub you the wrong side is going to have to deal with your wrath, because you have a sharp tongue. You are not ill-tempered, but you have your boundaries, and your mentor or your teacher sees you to have those boundaries. You are somebody who deserves and desires respect. You believe in giving respect and getting respect in return, regardless of the age. Even if there's an age gap between you and your mentor or your teacher, that doesn't matter. But you are somebody who is very high on respect, and you want everybody to talk to you properly, because you are that kind of a person who treats people equally. You do not discriminate based upon the position or the power a particular person holds. You treat everybody with a lot of respect, and this is what makes you actually very beautiful as well, okay? So there are a lot of qualities that you have in you, pile number 3, that are very admirable, and whosoever your mentor or your teacher is really respects you, and they know that you are a high value man or a high value woman. Your teacher or mentor sees you to be a risk taker, okay? And you like to start things in life. So you are very innovative, you're very creative, you're that kind of a person who is a visionary. You see things that people don't. You have the potential to create something that has not been created till date. So you can very well be an innovator. You can be somebody who is an inventor. You can be that kind of a person who brings newness to even mundane things in life. So your vision is very different from those around you. and your mentor or your teacher sees this quirk about you, they know that, you know what, if I take this particular thing to pile number 3, they are going to add their element and make it stand out, because what pile number 3 can do, nobody else can do that. So you are very unique, you're very, very, very different, you are unconventional, you don't follow the norms, you don't follow the crowd, you march to the beat of your own drum, you are not in a race with anybody for that matter. Okay, because maybe you're very well connected with the spirit world and you get your messages directly from the source, and that is what makes you so different. Okay, your mentor or teacher sees you to be somebody who has a healthy dose of self-love, who is very vulnerable and very soft, especially with your family members, especially with people that are very close to you, and with your own self. You share a very beautiful bond with yourself, and your mentor or your teacher sees that, you know what, pile number 3 really loves themselves. Pile number 3 really takes care of how they look, of how they dress, and you're very big on self-love. And your mentor or your teacher sees that. Wherever you go, pile number 3, you are a giver. You give love. No matter how much fire you have inside of you, that fire usually comes up when somebody misbehaves with you. Otherwise, you are a very loving and a very kind soul. And your mentor or your teacher sees you to be like that. They know that if people treat you right, you are going to do anything for them. And for you to be at your full potential, it is very important that you are loved properly. Okay, and I'm not talking about romantic love at this point of time, I'm talking about just general love at this point of time, that it is very important for people to speak to you in a certain manner. So the way somebody talks to you makes a lot of difference to how you're going to react in a particular situation. And your mentor or your teacher, they know that, they have seen that. Okay, your mentor or teacher, they see you to be somebody who is a very good friend. I think you're in friendly terms with your mentor or your teacher, and I think there is maybe mutual attraction for some of you and stuff like that. I don't know why, because I feel that you are a ball of joy. Wherever you go, you just, kind of make everybody happy. I don't know why I'm getting this, but yeah, maybe. And yes, as I said before, you are not afraid of new beginnings. You are that kind of a person who likes to, start things in life. You like to create things, and you are a creator. You are a beautiful blend between, just fire and water. And you know how to use your energies, and this is how your mentor or your teacher sees you to be. So yeah, that's what I have for you, pile number 3. If you liked your reading, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya!